guys, so this is my first makeup tutorial. I'm really excited. Please don't be too harsh because I'm really nervous. I'm trying my best. So today the look I'm helping you achieve is this look that I'm sporting now. It's a really casual day look, quite pretty and feminine, and basically the main thing we're going to be focusing on is using highlighting and contouring tools. I'm going to take you through it step by step. I'm going to fast forward some of it because you don't see me doing every single brush stroke. But hopefully, you guys can follow along at home, pause it when you need to, and that way you'll be able to achieve this look at home. Alright, let's get started. So I just want to make sure that I've got a moisturised base in which to put my makeup on, otherwise it'll become really dry and flaky. The one that I use here is Simple, Kind to Skin. Again, like I said, I've got really sensitive skin, and I find, Simple, it's got no perfumes, none of that harsh chemicals in it. So all I'm going to do is just put a bit on the back of my hand. I'm just going to apply it to my face evenly. You don't need a lot, it's quite a rich moisturiser. A lot of people make the mistake of, if they have oily skin, which I also have, I have kind of combination, they think that they don't need to put moisturiser on, but actually the reason your skin is oily is because you're not moisturising enough. So it's really important that you never kind of skip this step. Okay, so the next really important thing to always remember is that we always need to prime our faces. A lot of people skip this step and they don't really understand why you need to, so I'm going to explain now. Not only does a primer kind of fill in your pores and fine lines and wrinkles, dare I say it, it also is going to make your makeup last a hell of a lot longer, and give you that really, really smooth foundation on which to start on. So, the primer that I use is Revlon Photo Ready. I actually just bought this a couple of days ago, but I'm really, really enjoying it. It's not too thick, it doesn't smell really nasty like some of them that I use. And yeah, it just gives me a really clear base to work from. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that on my hand. You don't need much, probably just like one pump. It's about that much. And I'm just going to start by applying it to my whole face, just using my fingers. You can use a brush for this if you want, but I find that, my fingers just work just as well. So I'm literally just applying this to my whole face. And then I'm just going to concentrate in some areas where I tend to have larger pores, or I know that my foundation tends to stick in. So make sure you remember to get in the sides of your nose because you tend to have pores here. And then for me, my problem area tends to be my forehead. I've got a bit of acne scarring there when I was younger, and then my chin as well, where just the breakout has made my skin a bit less even. So the next thing I'm going to do is my foundation. That's going to give me that base in which we can then start to build upon to get that flawless finish and contour. So the product that I'm actually using is MAC Face and Body Foundation. The good thing about this is it's actually water-based, which means that you can kind of build the coverage, which means I can use this as well as a concealer to kind of really cover those blemish areas, which for me is a godsend. So this colour is C1, so if you're a similar colouring to me, this is what you'll be using. When I've got a tan, I tend to go really, really dark, so I've got a few different shades which I keep about and use. So I'm just going to apply this really simply, just a bit to the back of my hand. And for my face, I'm probably going to use about this much. It's quite a liquid texture. And for this I'm going to use a brush. This is just a foundation brush that I got from Superdrug. I did have a nice one, but it got really scabby, so I'm having to use this one. It's from their professional range. It's just the number 4 brush for foundation. And all I'm going to do is just use this to apply for my face. Now lots of people apply their makeup differently, starting different areas. I tend to start on my cheeks, because this is where my breakout starts. And I'm just going to start applying this to my face. This brush is actually quite nice. It is synthetic, but it's really, really soft. It's also got a tapered end, which means I can get right in under my eyes, I can get those dark circles, which on my colour skin, I've kind of got olivey skin, they tend to show up quite a lot. So I'm just giving a light overall coverage at the moment, and then I'm going to build upon this. So obviously in some areas you see that I'm going to need more coverage. Also make sure that you get in under the neck, because you don't want a tied line. Okay, great, so that's my first base done. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is apply my concealer, which is just going to really cover up these blemishes and dark circles and just make sure the base looks a bit more flawless. So the concealer that I actually use is Rimmel Wake Me Up. They do have a foundation for this as well. I prefer to use MAC just because it's water-based. The foundation is quite heavy, which if you want a really heavy coverage, that's great, but I tend to prefer a more dewy, kind of natural finish. But the concealer is really, really good for covering those blemishes, so I would definitely recommend that. So there is a wand on it, but I find if I apply that to my face, it builds up bacteria. It's just not very sanitary. So I'm just going to use the wand and I'm going to roll it. And I'm just going to apply it to the back of my hand. I'm probably going to use about this much for my entire face, you don't need a lot. So my concealer is actually one shade lighter than my foundation. This is going to lighten those dark areas, whether it be scarring, whether it be dark circles, anything like that. So that's quite a good trick for you to use. And I'm just going to use my concealer brush. I'm going to start with my circles under my eyes. And I'm just going to apply that. Like that. If you don't have brushes, don't worry. You can do it with your fingers. You can get kind of a similar look. Brushes aren't that expensive. I do think they're worth investing in. You know, you don't have to get professional ones, just get some down from Superdrug or Boots or anything like that. So I have a little breakout here. And you can see where I need more coverage. I'm just going to use a patting motion. That's just going to give me better coverage. And that's my concealer done. Next stage is actually going to be our contouring and highlighting. This is the way I like to do it. Some people may do it differently, but this works for me. It's really easy, it's really simple, and it's realistic for kind of every day. So the first product I use for my contouring, again, is MAC, and it's their colour stick in deep brown. It's a paint stick. So it's quite dark. Obviously, depending on your skin colour, your complexion, you can get different colours which will work better to suit you, but this is kind of the best colour for me. And I can also use this one when I'm tanned as well, because it is quite dark. I need to blend it in a bit more at the moment. So there's several ways you can apply this. You can apply it with a brush, or you can just use a stick straight on your face and then kind of blend. I'm just going to apply it with the stick. I'm going to do one half of my face first so you can see the shapes that I'm doing and you can see how it works compared to the other side. And then I'll kind of even it up afterwards so you can see the complete look. So the purpose of contouring is to basically just, if you were looking at the sun, where the light and the shadow would hit your face in order to create cheekbones and shape and just a bit more colour. So I'm going to start up on my forehead. This is going to look ridiculous for the moment. And I'm going to come down the side of my face. Okay, now my cheekbone, you can follow it up, you can feel it. So under my cheekbone is here. So I'm just going to follow this down under my cheekbone. And this is going to be like a triangle, like so. I'm going to come down here by my jaw. I'm just going to use my finger because this bit's a bit. I'm going to come in our chin here. Okay, and then my favourite will be your nose. I love this trick. It's going to make your nose look a hell of a lot slimmer. And I'm just going to come from my eyebrow down the side and then to the bottom tip, like that. Okay, now I do realise I look absolutely ridiculous, but I promise once we blend this in, it will look a hell of a lot better. So now I'm going to start blending. I'll fast forward this bit as it does take a bit of time. I can do it with a brush, my concealer brush. I'm also going to use my fingers, so bear with me and you'll see the kind of final look. Okay, so I've blended half my face. So basically the technique that I used was I started blending with my brush, and then just take the harshness off, I just kind of rubbed the edges with my fingers. It's just going to give you this really soft kind of look, and you can see the difference already. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to exaggerate all these contours with a highlighter. So you've got your dark and now you're going to add your light. Okay, so the highlighter I'm going to use again is MAC. And this is a cream colour base, and this is Lunar Frost. And I absolutely love this. It can be used as a cream eyeshadow, it can be used for highlighting. If you're feeling a bit dangerous, you can use it on your lips, but I'm not sure how that colour would kind of work. But I'm going to use this today as my highlighter. So the places is where the light would normally hit. So the first places would be down your nose. Again, I'm going to do half my face. On your forehead, in a kind of fan shape. Up your cheekbone. Just following that natural cheekbone line. Just below your brow. Your chin. And then I am just going to use the brush, clean that off, just to do my lip. Just following the natural line. So now I'm just going to quickly blend that in again. Okay, and that's my highlighter blended. So now you can see the difference between this side of my face, which is just foundation, to this side which has got my contouring and highlighting on. The last thing I'm going to do is just quickly use a bronzing powder just to really accent my cheekbones, as I like that to be quite dramatic. I'm just using a kind of 3-tone bronzer, it's nothing special. I'm going to use one of these Realtek brushes, which I absolutely swear by and love. I'm saving up for the set. I'm just going to use this darkest colour here, tap off the excess. I'm just going to run that where I've done my contouring line, under my cheekbone. You can see how that's just kind of accentuated that from when we're using the paint stick. And you can build up the paint stick, but I tend to think that that's better for like a nighttime look, or if you're doing, you know, photos and you want like a really, really bold, strong look because the colour is quite dark. Whereas this is just going to give me kind of like a natural bronzed look. And a lot softer as well because it's powder. So that's my highlighting and contouring look done. I hope you found it helpful. Basically all I can say is just to practice, get the right products, and you'll be on your way in no time. It took me several times to get it, so just persist and really go for it. Please remember to follow the blog for more updates, makeup tutorials that will be coming up, and hope you like the final look, which I'll just show you at the end. Bye bye! Okay guys, so here's our finished look. I've kept it really natural, just, you know, with some mascara and pink lip gloss. Haven't done my hair, really need to do that, but I'm saving this for a hair tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to post all your comments and send me pictures of your attempts. I really look forward to seeing them. Remember to follow. Bye!